Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for joining. We will start the session in a couple of minutes. So we're just letting people join us. They might be a minute or two late. So we'll start the session in a couple of minutes. Please bear with us.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Okay, I think we have waited a couple of minutes for the audience to join in. So, thank you all for joining us for this session. And I welcome you to this free webinar on technical deep dive into Prudle TMS and Prudle Speak. We have from Prudle, we have two team members here. We have Neha Mahajan and Prasoon Rana, who will be walking us through this technical deep dive. Just to begin with, I'd like to introduce Neha Mahajan. Neha Mahajan is a dedicated project manager at Prudle Labs with over 6 years of experience in the translation and localization industry. During this tenure, she successfully managed hundreds of translation and localization projects catering to a wide range of industries, including healthcare, fintech, and marketing. She's passionate about languages, cultural nuances, and how they bridge global communication gaps. So I will pass this mic to Neha. Welcome, Neha, to this session. Please take over. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for the introduction. I hope everyone can see my screen.
Yes.
Yes.
So thank you so much for the introduction, Sudeem sir. And I'm delighted to welcome you today in this webinar. I'm thrilled to be here and look forward to sharing the insights and engaging with all of you during this webinar. This webinar, we are covering how efficiently our translation management tool, PTMS, and also we'll be talking about the accessibility through our Speak's text to audio transformation. So to kick things off, we'll start with a brief introduction of Prudle Labs, who we are, our journey so far, and what makes us unique. This will give you some context about the organization and our vision for innovation in language technology. We will also take a deep dive into Prudle TMS, our comprehension translation management system. We'll walk you through its key features, how it works, and why it is an essential tool for streamlining translation workflows and accelerating time to market. We will also wrap up with an exciting demo of Prudle Speak, our text-to-speak platform. This demo will showcase how the platform works, its capabilities, and how it makes content more accessible for everyone, especially those with the reading difficulties or who prefer consuming the content audibly. So that's the plan for today. Let's dive right in and start with the quick overview of Prudle Lab. Prudle Labs, its name. So everyone must be, thinking that how come its name is Prudle. So let me start with the name Prudle. It's inspired by a grayish-blue bird that you can see on my screen. It's a parrot, known for its ability to speak maximum number of words among all animals. I think it's very fascinating. It aligns perfectly with what we do, breaking language barriers and establishing communication through technology. Prudle Labs was founded in January 2017 in Bangalore, India as a Prudle Lab Private Limited. Since then, we have come a long way. Today, we have expanded globally with our offices in Canada and US as well. This growth reflects not just our ambitions, but also our commitment to being a global leader in language technology. Early on, we were certified by the Department of Industrial Policy and Promotion, that is DIPP, under Government of India. This certification is a testament to our innovation and credibility at the start. In 2017, Prudle was recognized as one of the top 50 global startups at the prestigious Startup Istanbul Challenge. This competition brought together startups from across Asia, Middle East, Africa, and Europe. And being selected as a top 50 startups was an incredible validation of our vision and solutions. Fast forward to 2023, our flagship Prudle TMS was highlighted in the Atlas report by NITSI. The report is like the Oscars for the translation management system, and Prudle TMS was recognized as a top tier solution, standing out for its innovation and excellence. And our most recent achievement in 2024, we were awarded the Business Excellence Award by the Brampton Board of Trade in the Smart Solution category. So, to sum up, Prudle Lab is not just a company, it's a journey of innovation, global growth, and breaking barriers. From being inspired by a parrot that speaks a maximum number of words to building solutions that empowers people globally, we are here to redefine the future of communication. Let me start with the offering of Prudle Labs. Our flagship product TMS, Prudle Translation Management System. It's a comprehensive solution that is designed to streamline translation workflows, reduce time to market, and ensure high quality, accurate translations. What sets Prudle TMS apart is its efficiency and ease of use. The details about Prudle TMS will be covered in the depth later in today's webinar, so stay tuned for that. Next, we have Prudle Speak, a platform that converts written text into natural audible speak designed for accessibility. It's designed with accessibility in mind, particularly for individuals with reading difficulties or those who prefer consuming content audibly. This solution is all about making information more inclusive and accessible, and we'll also be diving deeper into this session. Our third key opening is Prudle I-18 module. This tool scans your software source code to identify and resolve internationalization issues, ensuring your product is ready for seamless localization. With Prudle I-18N, we guarantee 100% global compatibility, which is critical for businesses looking to expand into new markets. And finally, our translation services. We provide professional translation services in over 60 languages, combining exceptional quality with a personal touch, whether it's a marketing content, technical content, product manuals. We ensure that translations are accurate and resonate with the target audience. So these four offerings, Prudle TMS, Prudle Speak, Prudle I-18N module, and our translation services, cover everything a business needs to break the language barriers and thrive globally. So let's dive deeper into these solutions as we continue to this webinar. Okay, so thank you all for paying attention so far. To take things forward into today's topics, I'm pleased to introduce Mr. Prasoon Rana, who is a co-founder of Prudle Labs. He's having massive 20 plus years of experience into technology, and he has handled major developments. So in Prudle, he also handles the product development with his team, and it will be good to hear about our products from him. Thank you, everyone. Once again, over to you, Prasoon.
Yeah, thanks, Neha. Good evening, everyone. Yeah, can you unshare your screen for us? Okay. Hello, good evening, everyone. So without wasting time, let me share my screen. And as Neha mentioned, what we will be demoing today is mainly the Prudle TMS product and Prudle Speak, which is our new product, which is already in market now. So coming to Prudle TMS is a online portal on which different roles like enterprise who actually need the translations, or agencies, SPs, which actually perform the translations, assign the translations to different translators, do quality checks, and different manage all your files. We'll be using this platform. Also, the third users are the actual translators, interpreters, transcribers who actually comes to the platform and do the actual job of translating, right? Other than that, Prudle TMS is also integrated with a lot of machine engines and is also adding values using different AI technologies which we are getting. So we keep improving the Prudle TMS, and I'll be sharing some of the features today. And every version has some new additional features which are coming up. So one of the users is enterprise, which actually need a translation. So first, I will just log in as a enterprise to the system. See, so this is your portal. It has Neha was explaining. Neha also mentioned on our other products like Prudle internationalization and all, which are not the topic of today. But this portal is actually a one single integrated platform to cover all the areas which is there, and based on your license, your uh, permissions which you have on the application, you see what you see on your left hand side. Right. So this is the menu which is billable, saying dashboard, internationalization, project management, cost management. So internationalization is the menu which is more related to our P-I-18N product, which basically scan your source code and find the issues. And we can always deep dive into that in some other webinar or later. You can also search for P-I-18N on Prudle website and get to know more about that as well. Coming back to PTMS, these all the other menus which you see are the standard menus for translation management system. Project management is where you come and actually work on your project and see what all is available, how the progress is going on for particular project, how many files or words, etc. are there. And there are other configurations like cost management configurations, where you can actually define different categories for your projects. You can also define different tasks available. So you can add your own task. By default, there are some standard tasks which are available. You can manage the vendor management, where organization can have different LSPs added to it. So right now, for example, this LSP is added by default, but you can have your own agencies and add more agencies and assign works to them from here itself. There's a user management as well. So as an organization, you want to manage your users, give them different kind of permissions, etc. You can do that. You can create different new roles. So for example, project managers, enterprise level want to have another project manager looking into project, but do not want to take any actions on that, or do not want them to see the cost related things. So based on your permission, how you want to divide your team, you can actually create your users and give them different permissions. Everything can be managed from this configuration part. As an organization, you also has an option of instant translation. So this is our machine translation portal, where you can actually just upload a document here, give the language where you want the target language, and it will give you back the documents there itself. So it uses machine translation engines to give you the document. So without really going into project management, or if you if it's just a quick document you want translation using machine, you can actually do it without really following any workflow of translation, review, manual translation, etc. There's also a translation memory. So this is one of the important aspects of our translation management system, where we keep the translation memory and categorize the translation memory into different groups. So the way PTMS handle translation memory is a tree kind of structure, which goes from your global translation memory, which basically means everything which you have translated, and you can keep them categorized with different domains, different project wise. So whatever way you feel it's good to keep according to your organization or your domain, right? So you can keep that accordingly. You can see what all is there in this particular translation memory anytime. For example, this translation memory has these 3 languages, these many words, etc. You can always go back and edit your translation memories. You can actually correct them if there is something wrong, manage them here, right? So all this translation memory related management is also possible. Also, to particular translation memory, you can upload the existing TMS. So if you already have a translation memory in form of TMS, You can bring it to PTMS to leverage it in your further projects. You can anytime export this TMX, so you can whatever is stored currently within translation memory, you can always take it out and use it in any other place you want to do it. There's also the option of align TM. So if you have a lot of documents already translated and you want to leverage them, and you do not have a TMX file already ready, you can actually use this align memory option where you can choose the source language and give multiple target language, upload those files from different language, and just system to align it for you. So the system smartly goes and find out the exact translation and try to match it with each other, right? So that align TM feature is also there. Other than that, you can also share this translation memory within your team. So if you have multiple teams within your organization, you manage some kind of translation memory, you can share it to other team members as well as a read only or read and write option. So all the translation memory which are shared to you will also be visible to that particular team. Similarly, we have glossary management where you can actually mention some specific glossaries used in your organization and can be used within your project. There is a help option available where there is a documentation, plus you can also contact our support for any kind of queries on the PTMS. So you will get the response back within your emails, etc. What is there. Other than that, one important thing is also the dashboard where you keep all your project, etc. information related to your project, how many words are translated, how many files are there in particular project. So all these informations you can keep seeing from here itself. With that, I will come back to our cost management configuration. So cost management is another module which actually helps you to manage the overall invoicing, costing, etc. for particular project, right? So you can configure different costs. You can have different cost types. You can configure the cost for particular agencies. So you can specify, for example, I might have some configured already. So I have configured from English to German, this particular agency charge me this particular amount, right? So once you do this configuration, the overall process of transition is also easy. System suggests you which agency you can assign to, etc. on this, and you can specify all these different kind of pricing for particular agency or add your own new cost type as well, right? So these are some standard cost type which is available, but you can have your own cost type. You specify, for example, a PDF per page cost, etc. So all that configuration can be done within the cost management itself. Again, there is a invoices also. So agencies can actually on the platform itself can assign you some invoices. They can generate the invoices without really using any other tool or any other application required for that. You can always come here, see the invoice, what is the cost, etc., approve it, and then take it ahead and make the payments also, right? So you can also integrate the payment gateways as well from the PDMS, so you can actually make the payment from here as well. Now I come to project management, which is our main screen for the project managers, and anyone who is actually managing the whole process can actually come here and see how the progress is going on, if there's any place where it is stuck, etc. I'll just create few projects here just to demonstrate that. So I will just provide a name for that. So suppose I say the club demo today and define the project category. So I have currently configured 2 project categories, but from configuration, you can define different categories as well for your project. You can specify the task which is related to this project. So suppose I can say I want translations, I want review of the thing. Okay, so for the documents, and provide the start date and date. So suppose project is starting today and it needs to end on 30th. Specify that, go to next. Here I specify the languages. So suppose I have English language, I have German, I also can specify, for example, Hindi here. right? So I can add what are my target languages. So it can be any number of languages I can add as a target. And this is the place where I will actually upload the file. You can always upload more files to the project, but this is the initial file. If you already have them, you can upload from here. You also have some other options, security options like allow translator to download source files. Do we allow them to actually download the original doc file or JSON file, etc., or we want them to force to work here itself? They can do all these settings. You can define your glossary for the project. You can define your translation memory. So whatever translation memory we saw there is also available here as a tree structure. You can provide some parsing instructions. So some of the files need some different kind of parsing. Like you can specify that do not take any particular thing in a JSON, or do not take the home thing. So all those instructions can be provided here. This instruction also has a JSON structure. So in that JSON structure, you can specify the instructions here. You can define the tags as well for the project so that it will be easy for you to search those projects. So I have few files here. I will just choose the file. So either you can choose each individual file, or you can have a big zip of all different kind of files here as well. So I have this zip which have multiple files. I will just choose this and say next. Because I selected two tasks, I can see that there's a translation I can assign, reviews I can assign it to different agencies or different teams within my organization to take care of. And once done, I specify done, right? So as soon as I say done, what is happening is whatever files were there, they were actually passed by the system and actually pinged here. So it has created this project for me. I will also create one media project as well so that I can showcase that as well here. So what is media project is where I can actually upload a audio or video file and see how that particular workflow works. So it's exactly similar. You will have to do the same thing here. I just chose media category here, choose different tasks like I can choose, okay, machine. Suppose I want to just completely use machine translation, machine transcription, and subtitling. So all these are some of the standard tasks available. You can choose them here. Again, choose the start date and end date for this particular project and specify next. My source language is English itself. Hindi, I can actually, let me choose Hindi here so that we can demonstrate how it works. I will choose a media file here. So here I can have it as part of the same zip file as well. The reason I kept it separate is to demonstrate the different tasks like subtitling, etc., how that will work here. Similar screen, I will load this as well. Sign this task if required and done. So again, the project will be created for this particular project as well. But as you say, it's in progress because I have selected some tasks of machine translation and subtitling here. So it will actually parse that file, create subtitles for that. So by that time, while it's creating this project, we can also go ahead and see what happened to our other files. So the files which we created, it has actually created two folders for us in the system, German and Hindi separately. So it depends on number of languages. You will see these tiles here. It also specified how many words and what is the progress going on for that particular file. So suppose if I go to German and see the files, I can select multiple files. I have few options on the top, you see. So there is one option called leverage TM, run machine translation, etc. So suppose if I come here and run machine translation on this particular file, it will quickly use the configured machine translation engines in the system and give me the file. One more thing which you'll note is the cost part. So I assigned it to this agency and I had configured the cost from English to German for this. It also calculates this according to the configurations I have done and give me the estimate on the cost as well. This cost also goes to agencies. So when they generate invoice, it's easy for them also to generate the invoice according to this cost. And of course, they have some options to make any change or give some discount, etc. So all that process can also be done. So if I open this file, I can actually further see the details of this, how it is done. It is already translated in German as I ran the machine translation. I can always see different thing, how many words, etc. All this information is available. So as you see, this is the organization view where I can actually see any information related to this. There's any history created. So if there are translators, reviewers working on, I can actually see the whole history of it. Or in query management, I can specify something even to agency like how exactly it need to be done. I can also, once it is done and I'm satisfied, I can actually add this to the TM, approve it, copy changes to other languages. So for example, if I make some changes like this particular string doesn't need translation, or the max word for this particular thing is only 30. So if those kind of changes I make, I can actually copy that to all other language files as well, right? So that I don't have to go ahead and do those changes in other languages as well. Other than machine translation, as an organization, I can actually leverage my translation memory as well. And this is where our NLP engines or the AI innovations are coming into picture, where we are trying to improve as much as the leverage of translation memory and give the actual information. So suppose if I select this to file and run the translation memory for this, it will start the leveraging of file for these two files and give us the output from the translation memory what is there. If you can see this screen, there is also the information as I assigned the informations to these LSPs. Right now it shows in orange. This is color coded basically, so the acceptance is still not done. I have just assigned this task to these agencies. They have not really accepted this task from me, so that's why I can quickly see if something is done. Leveraging a file is completed, it mentions. So let's see. So it says that okay, alert filter is leveraged 95%, but this particular file only 40%. So I think it is very string. So only one particular leverage happened here, where it was 72% match, but in other file there is more leveraging which is being done. Right, so there are a lot of 100% match was there, but there is still some strings which are left. So all those things can be performed here. As an organization, you can see, you can also see that there are 4 different other match found for particular string. You can have a look on them. You can decide which one to take. It takes whatever is the highest matching percentage, right? So this is organization view. I will quickly go to agency and show what are the options as LSP I have, right? So if I just log out from this as enterprise and I have a login as LSP. So as a LSP also, the view is almost same, not much difference. You have this view, you see this project, you can accept and reject here as agency. You have this option. You can also have table view. So if you want to see something as a table to quickly go through a lot of projects, you can do that. Or card view. You have sorting option. You also have export project details. So if you want to export the whole project details as CSV, Excel, PDF, or just want to print those, you can actually filter them out and create a report also out of it. So for example, I just accept this project and see how the view is. Left hand side menu, whatever is saying is very similar to what you see on enterprise. Only different probably is some of the configuration here. Cost management, because it's agency, they receive invoice, also they send invoice, so there are options for both. So any invoices they have sent to their client will also be visible here. Other options are similar. Within configuration also everything is similar, just that vendor management is much more complicated here. Complicated in the sense much more features are also there in this, because they have to deal with a lot of linguists and translators, they need to keep the platform data for them, so they can have their language agencies, clients, etc. They can import the huge list of their translators in one shot as well. Again, there is a task management as well. So this is again a new feature for only for agencies, so which is not there in organization. Task management is where you can keep all your tasks which you actually give to your linguist while onboarding, or later point of time if you need to check the overall efficiency of translator, you can actually create these tests. So for example, create a legal test, a agriculture domain test. So you can keep different different kind of tests in the system, and then you can assign them to different translators, right? So you can see the status, how the translators are working on those things, what is the status, accepted, rejected, and then you can actually assign those tests to your reviewers as well, right? So whoever will actually confirm that test is passed or not, so they can give points to it. So whole test management is also there, where you can mark you can use this while onboarding your translators. So everything can be managed here, all their documentation, all the projects, whatever your translators are working, they can keep the whole list here. You can also provide comments, etc., for different projects to their for their translators. So it keeps the overall track of translators, and they can take decisions in future which translator to assign which kind of project. So other than that, things are same. Translation memory, even agencies can keep their translation memories in similar ways. They can have their own tree structures and leverage them wherever required. Project management side, also it's similar with some additional features. So as I said, accept, reject is possible as agencies. You can also see these files, but when you open this file, so for example, if I open Hindi, for example, this time, I can actually have more options here to run or assign or manage the whole translation workflow. I can actually run the quality check for particular file. So if a file is translated, I can run the quality check and see that okay, the file is translated. It gives me that no, there is a problem for this, because of course we have not translated this file, so some segments are still pending. And then there are other kind of checks like copy paste work. These are some of the important things which is required for agency before delivering the files to their end clients to keep the quality at par. So they can do these things. Also, they can suppose I have a German translator, I can actually assign few files to them as well. So these are the files. I can choose some of the files here and assign to the translators. As an agency, also I can leverage TM, publish to TM, may run machine translations, right? So it all depends how you configure, what all access you are given to your agencies in case you are controlling their account, and based on that they will get all these options, right? So if I assign the files, what it will show me is all the translators which are available to me, what is their current capacity of work. Though the target time was 38th, if you want to reduce the time for translation because you need to deliver the project, you can give it the time which you want. Sorry, just click outside. You can also choose assignment type, like you can assign the all segments. You can also choose only empty segments, only 100 TM match, etc. Right? So all but 100% TM match. So everything you want to review your translators, you can choose, take decisions here. Of course, it's I will just choose the translator, choose the date and assign it. Right? So the assigning starts here. So once the assignment is done, now the translator view will also be a bit similar with a bit less options on the left hand side because they do not really need the management part of it, but otherwise everything will be there. So as agency, I can see which translator is actually working on it, can see more details, how many words are assigned to this particular, what is the status right now, etc. And again, it is color coded. So once the translator accepts, I will see it in green. If they reject, I will see it in red, so that it highlights that there is some issue for a particular file when you have multiple files to manage. Once done, the agency can actually go ahead and lock the files or unlock the files. Then there, I will also quickly just show you the translator view. Okay, so I have a translator, the German translator, whom I send the file. They again have similar view where they can actually accept or reject the file, see the file, work on it, similar kind of views here. They also see the tests, whatever was assigned to the whole test management, which I explained is also there. And in the home, they can actually accept the file and start working on it, right? So if I quickly show how their value looks, so if there were 2 files assigned, they can open one file, they can start working on it. So it was machine translated by the original owner of this list, so I can see this, but then they can always come back and make some changes to these things and save them, right? Also, some quick action, once they are done, they can publish it. Translators can maintain their own TM, or they can also export it as an XLF file just to translate and then translate on their local system if there is, they're comfortable with that, and then push it back to the system. So that is what the whole things works, and there are a lot of quality checks happens in between. I'll quickly touch on the enterprise feature once again, because we created another project here with the media, and so I want to show how the subtitling framework looks like. So I created this file where I loaded it in Hindi, and I chose that it should be done in machine translation. It just, for the media files, it just tells how many minutes this particular files are there, and it looks a bit different view for the subtitling system, because you have the subtitling and the videos. Right? So this is the platform where subtitle will come and work and make any edit if required. If I play this file.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Localization Basics. Today we are going to have a quick look at TMS. What is a translation management system? Translation management system is a platform where you get to manage everything related to translation so that you don't have to do it through email like a total noob. To give you an example, let's say you get a project with a bunch of files, the client wants you to do something with.
So this is the platform for subtitling as well. So I chose some machine translation and machine transcription here. But if you want, you can have the complete workflow as a manual process as well, and it will in the similar place. So you can edit different start time and end time for this particular files, delete particular segments, make changes, etc. And at the end, you can actually download the files. You can also see the confidence level of machine translation, so you know that how well it is actually done by machine transcription and translation. So the consolidated confidence level of this file is 87%. So if it is much more near to 100%, probably you don't need to get it reviewed, but if it is less, you want to get it reviewed. So those kind of stuff you can take decision on. Okay. So this is what I wanted to showcase with PTMS. I welcome all of you to come and register for this as well, and try your hand on it. For the SITLOB workshop, this webinar, we also giving this promo code, so you can actually provide a promo code as SITLOB itself and register, which will give you access to much more project creation, etc., other than the default features which we provide as a free registration. So please come and register on this and try your hand, provide us the feedback, manage your projects here. So other thing which I wanted to also touch is our new product called Prudle Speak. So if you go to our website, you will see all the products. You can get details of all the products individually as well. And you can register for them and try your hands on it. Prudle Speak is another product in our list, which we has already released in market now, and we are already getting a lot of traction for it. So you can again register for it for free, and once you are registered, it's very easy to use tool. So instead of going on all the complexity of creating projects and workflow, if that is not required for you, Prudle Speaks provides you a easier way to create a text to speech. So if you have a JPGs, PNG, PDF, docx, all any kind of files, you can come here and get the audio for this, right? So that really helps in having those documents as audio which you can listen to, and not only transcribe it for a particular audio, it also actually translate it, and give you in your target language. So for example, I can just upload a document here. So suppose I choose this French document, which is a PDF, right? So this is the PDF which I want to, for example, listen. And what it will do as a first step, it will actually try to get all the text out of it. So text extraction is in progress right now. Because it's a PDF, if it is a file like docx or text file directly, you can actually just put it as a text in the system itself. There's another option for text to speak, but if it is a PDF, it needs the extraction of that. So it extracted it. It's in French currently. I can go ahead next. I can actually choose which language I want to hear it. So for example, I want to listen the audio in Hindi, and I can choose the voice which are available to me. I can choose the volume, rate control, pitch control, etc. So I can manage the way I want the audio to be there, and click on translate. Every step, it gives me the opportunity to make any changes if required. So once I get the file, I can actually, suppose I know that some word is not getting translated correctly or something is missing, I can always come back and correct it here. And once it is done, I can just have to click on done. Right. So right now it's producing the audio file for me. And the platform doesn't only provide you the opportunity to download those files, it actually, you can use the system itself.
Prudle Speak के लाभ सामग्री को सभी के लिए सुलभ बन.
Hear the voice, it highlights that particular word which is available and run the audio file with this. So that's where Neha was also explaining in where exactly Prudle Speaks come to picture and what all use cases can be built around Prudle Speak to support any person with disability, any person with have a reading issue, and things like that. Right. So there can be a lot of use cases which are actually leveraging a system like Prudle Speak.
नाना Prudle Speak एक अभिनव समाधान है जो लिखित सामग्री को ऑडियो में बदल देता है. इस प्रकार यह उपयोगकर्ताओं की एक विस्तृत श्रृंखला के लिए सहज पहुंच. इसकी एडवांस विशेषताएं हैं.
Okay, so this is the way Prudle Speaks provide you the document. You can always regenerate and give it different options if you have. Once you have generated, your work is not lost. Everything is saved in my library. So everything which you have worked on will be there. You can always go back to those documents, etc. and see those documents.
हमारे बारे में हमारा मिशन हमारे
to those documents, etc. Right. So this everything is stored as my library. There's also option to text to speak, where, as I mentioned, if you don't have any document, you can actually just go ahead and copy paste anything. So for example, if I have some text which I need to create audio out of, I can actually just come to Prudle Speak, copy paste it here, and produce in whatever language I want, right? So for example, if I want to create in German, I can create in German as well. So this is what Prudle Speak is. So again, I will welcome you to try your hands on Prudle Speak. This is we are working very hard on this.
Unterstützen Sie sehbehinderte Menschen, indem Sie Text aus Bildern in gesprochenes Audio umwandeln.
And provide your feedbacks as well on this. Okay, so with this, I will end my demo part, and looking forward to see if you have any question related to TMS, and I would be more than happy to answer that. I'll just unshare my screen for now and come back to this, and if required, I will share again.
Yeah, hi. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes.
All right. Great. So Thank you, Prasoon and Neha, for the interesting session. We have some questions in the chat. So I'll just read it out.
Sure.
So this is from Nadeem. Can Prudle TMS be customized to handle non-linguistic QA processes for specific language? That's his first question. We have 3 more questions after this. So you want to take it one by one, or?
Yeah, maybe you can go ahead with all 3 questions, and I will try to answer one by one too.
Okay. The next question is, how does Prudle Speak support subtitling workflows, particularly for Indian and right to left languages? That's his second question. And the third is, are there case studies or examples showcasing how Prudle TMS has optimized translation workflows for large scale projects? That's his third question. And fourth question is, what are the key steps for integrating Prudle tools with RWS Live or similar platforms? So basically, he's looking at how can Prudle be integrated with other TMSs worldwide. So these are the 4 questions. Okay. I'll be happy to take it one by one if you want to.
No, let me try one by one. So the first question is about handle non-linguistic QA process. So hi Nadeem, thanks for the question. So non-linguistic QA process. So what we have in PTMS is one feature where everything can work as a non-parsing file. So as whatever in examples, what I have shown is all docx file, Excel files where it was actually parsed by the system and managed there. But Prudle TMS can also support for the files or the things which are actually not really parsable by the system, or we can choose not to parse those files and just follow the system to handle the overall management of those files within the queue. So you can assign those files to different translators, etc., and they can download and do this. Now coming back to the QA processes on that. So yeah, this is what we provide. They download, they provide feedback on those files, and then put it back and mark them manually as done. So this is a feature currently we have in PTMS. We have another project. If you go to our website called localization QA, right? That is a bit different, but I'm not sure if that is something which help you to. That is more about running the QA on your web pages or websites, and if you have a product which is translated in multiple languages, etc., and you do the QA checks for those things. So that has their own set of features. You can always welcome to go there and let us know later if they you have more questions on that particular thing as well.
Okay. So that second question is, how does Prudle Speak support subtitling workflows, particularly for Indian and right to left languages?
Correct. So it's similar. I showed one example of Hindi language, how the subtitling works there. The workflow works similarly. You have your, say, right now in the demo, I actually added as a machine transcription and machine translation, but you can actually select just the transcription and subtitling as a task, and then review again, depends on your workflow. And then it will move from one person to another. So you can assign it for transcribing to one person who will actually just create a transcript of it. Another person will do the subtitling and do this. So you can assign the same, both the tasks to same person. Depends on that. But yeah, the workflow is exactly same the way I showed it for your docx files or PDF files or your JSON files. It will work similarly. It will flow from one task completion to another. And you already saw the view. It will be similar view where the person who is working on subtitle will actually work on it. From that same page, you can also actually download the complete transcript itself. If you don't want the subtitle on this, you just do the transcription part of it so that you can download the complete transcript itself. You don't really have to subtitle it. So based on your whatever task you have self-chosen while creating a project, it will work accordingly.
Great. His third question is, are there case studies or examples showcasing how Prudle TMS has optimized translation workflows for large-scale projects?
Right. So we have been performing a lot of large scale projects here. There are projects which are like every week there are new version of the product is coming, and it has been translated in 26 languages altogether. Right. So there are a lot of translation happens, assignment to different translators and reviewers. So the whole process works on the PTMS itself, where the trial directly comes from, so there was some integration part also in the next question. So I will just touch what are the integration part of Prudle TMS. So whatever we have showcased here from this UI, every action can also be done using the APIs as well. So we have very open APIs which are defined, and those APIs we have created a lot of solutions for customized solutions for client where they actually needed to integrate with their existing systems. There are some default integration which is already available with different repository systems like Bitbucket, GitHub, etc., where developers can actually just commit the code and it can be pushed directly to PTMS for translation. So those files, regex files, property files which needs translation, or docx itself, they can actually just push it and then it comes to PTMS. PTMS does the delta out of it, whatever was already translated plus the new translation, and then actually assign it to different translators or depends on workflow, it goes back. So yeah, a lot of integration has been done for a lot of projects where it can pick it from Bitbucket, it can pick it from some storage systems like S3, etc. for documents. So those things are possible. So we have been managing a lot of things. So we can send you some use case as well later, publish some use case. I think there are some available on our website as well. Can go through it, but we can publish more for that.
Perfect. So thank you, Prudle, for taking that question. A long list of questions from Nadine. So we have now one question from Rudrax. Kindly let us know if you can customize TMS with our other requirements. We need some customization if it is possible or not.
Yeah, so I think I answered it previously. We do a lot of customization. A lot of our clients are actually having their own web page to upload documents, and then at backend they are using our APIs to upload and TMS. So that it directly comes to their teams, and then their teams manages it to assign to different agencies. In some cases, it comes to us also because we are also, as Ania mentioned, as provide services. So a lot of those works comes to us. We also use internally PTMS to manage all our translation workflow. So yes, a lot of customization can be done. These are all open APIs. We can always suggest you can create your own customization as well, or we can assist you on doing that.
Very nice. So this is a question from Pradyot. How Prudle TMS works with other MT engines? Those are not already part of Prudle TMS. I think this also you answered in the beginning itself, but
so we have integrations with different machine translation engines already inbuilt, where you can choose it. We can also open to integrate with other machine translation engines. In some cases, clients have their own repositories of translation which they want to use. As long as they provide it as an API to us, we can integrate that to it. So we are open to integrate with any machine translation engine which is provided as an open API, because we are on the cloud system, so we can integrate easily for that. If there's any use case where you have some on-premises machine translation engines or thing, we can always look into that. But any open translation engines, we already support more than 5 to 6 machine translation engines, and you can actually customize using your own translation memory these engines as well. But that is another topic I can talk more details later.
Very nice, very nice. So there is another question from Pradyot. This is there going to be an app for Prudle Speak?
Oh yes, very soon. So we are coming up with a beautiful app to make it easy. So right now what I demoed is from the web page. So this web page is also mobile friendly. You can run actually using this web page as well. But very soon we are actually launching Prudle Speak app as well. So that will make it even more easy to actually use features from Prudle Speak.
Thank you. So this is a question from Sahib. Kindly let us know if the system supports iOS and Android resource files.
Okay, yeah. Hi, Sahir. So yes, iOS, Android, docx, ptx, all different other JSON properties files. Those are in the list of supported files. We also support a lot of these new frameworks, which actually produce different kind of files for internationalization. So yes, so iOS, Android files is definitely supported.
Great. So this is a question from Suraj Mani. What type of machine translation system is the Prudle TMS using? Is it Google or AWS?
Yes, Suraj. So we have integration with more than 5 machine translation engines currently, and you can choose. So you can configure which engine perform well. You can also set it on auto, so that Prudle system takes care of depend on what kind of languages you are using. So we know which particular engine is more efficient and give more better results in particular domain or particular language. So based on that, system also takes care. But you can also choose that I definitely want to use just the Google or AWS or so.
Great. So this is a
In
question
my
from,
current demo, I think it was integrated with AWS. Just to be clear.
Thank you. So this is a question from Suhail. Can we use Adobe Illustrator, InDesign, FrameMaker, and CorelDRAW 5? And then he has a following explanation to that. If we have forward and backward translation scope, can we create as one project, and how can we manage validation process post completion of the translation and review task?
Right. So the files Adobe Illustrator, InDesign, FrameMaker, CorelDRAW. We support only Illustrator files as of now in the PTMS, but we are working on this in this Illustrator and InDesign actually. FrameMaker and CorelDRAW files we do not support right now, and there's not been much requirement for that. But if there's a requirement coming to us, we will definitely look into it. We keep adding more and more file support, so yeah, it can be added to our list of files which we support. Regarding the next question of forward backward translation scope, can we create one project and how can we manage validation process? So yes, within one project itself, you can also, as I mentioned, different tasks, you can add them as a different task, and you can go back and further on those tasks as well. There was the option of doing it sequentially. When I was actually uploading a file, there was option to allow those things to be done sequentially or parallelly. So suppose there is a translation, review, quality check task, etc., validation task. You can actually do it parallelly as well. You can allow your translators to do parallelly. So while translator is translating, reviewer can actually see and comment on those things. Or you can do it parallelly, or you can do it sequentially. So one by one, only it will be allowed. So yeah, so you can move the task forward and backward as well. Very cool.
Okay, so we have a lot of questions. Though we had scheduled for 1 hour, it's already 5:03. But I'll try and quickly take this.
Yeah.
So this is from Manikandan. Does Prudle Speak support the use of time-coded SRT file for generating audio?
Yes, very good question. I didn't mention that, but yeah, if you have SRT files, you can create audio out of it. It is just a reading of text, and then in fact within PTMS also you can actually upload a SRT file, get it translated, etc. So if you want to upload a SRT file right now from the UI, we do not provide, because it's more for the end users to implement images, PDF, docx, etc. But capability is there. If you you think that there's a use case of uploading SRT and get the audio file of it, that can be integrated as well.
Great. So we have about 4 questions from Pushkaraj. I'll quickly go through it, and I'll.
So I can actually see the question. So I think if
very
to
good.
save time,
Yes,
I will just read
please,
and answer that.
Yes.
Is it entirely cloud-based or can be downloaded as a software in a laptop or desktop? No, so it is cloud-based system. You can access it from your browser itself. Though in some cases, some bigger clients have actually installed it on premises, but again as a web application itself. So that is possible to have it on premises with some open points if you want to integrate it with machine translation, etc. But it's not a desktop application which can be downloaded and installed. Does the vendor account need to have a subscription, or the agency subscription is as enough? So agency can take subscription and give their subscription. So if they, for example, they have taken 10 licenses, they can assign those licenses to vendors. So vendor doesn't have to take in that case. But if, for example, translator itself want to access, they will have to purchase the license for themselves. But for translator account, we actually already have a lot of free stuff already available if you register. So you might not need in most of the cases to, as a translator, to take the subscription unless you really want to manage a lot of your projects and translation memory on the system. Just like MT APIs like Amazon, DeepL, Google, can we integrate any custom API for MT? Yes, you can, as long as it's available, has our open APIs which we can integrate with. Does the vendor has access to download the source as well as target file after translation? Does the vendor? Okay. After, if yes, can be restricted in case of sensitive document? Yes. So there's an option to stop translators downloading the file. I actually highlighted that within the demo as well. So you can stop translators to download any document and they have to work here. They can't even download the XLF of it required. So you can restrict on those things.
Great. So we have a question from Vijay Sharma. Mm-hmm. Any backend technical expertise required for configuration, or is it easily configurable?
It's easily configurable if you just want to choose from some of the machine translation engines we have already configured. You just have to choose it there. But if you want to do some custom machine translation engine, you will have to specify those APIs paths. So there are a list of 4 or 5 requirements which we need for configuration. Anyone who has knowledge of using those APIs can actually use it, right? So, but you don't really have to code or something for this. You just have to configure, but you should know how the APIs, URL paths, etc. works.
Perfect. So this is a question from Sudhanshu. He has got 2 questions. What quality assurance process does Prudle Speak implement to maintain and enhance transcription accuracy? That's his first question. The second question is, what is the quality percentage achieved in transcription projects handled by Prudle Speak?
Transcription, okay. So coming to the quality percentage, what is there? We are using most of the machine translation engines which is available, and based on the languages, we actually shift from one engine to another. And then clearly we show how's the accuracy which has come to it. So for now, for most of the actual real projects which we have worked on and we have done the translation, we have achieved up to around 88 to 92% accuracy on the machine translation part. Machine transcription depends on your audio quality. We have seen the quality from like 75% to 90% kind of accuracy on subtitling or machine transcription, etc. So that's why we capture it and showcase it to user as well, so that they can take decision. In some cases, it might be enough to get 90% accuracy. In some cases, they want to still again get it reviewed. For Prudle Speak, where there is no project management, you just get it there. You also, again, within Prudle Speak also we gives the option to make any changes if required. And we just showcase like how much accuracy we think that particular file has got in that. So as the machine translation engines are also improving, our accuracies are also coming much better. The sense. Other than that, we for the paid clients, what their translation memory is there, we leverage their translation memory over the machine translation to give much more contextual results to them. So that has helped in keeping the accuracy as well much better.
Fantastic. So this you have answered the transcription projects also. What is the quality percentage? You are saying that.
Yeah. So transcription also similar thing. Whatever accuracy is there, we show that, and then the user can actually add it.
Perfect. So great. We have thank yous from a lot of thank yous for the session. Prasoon and Neha. So, so that brings us close to the close of this session. I hope the audience was able to get the value from this session, and thank you, audience, very much for being there throughout. Though it was a technical session, I'm sure the kind of questions that has come to you, it seems that it was of deep interest to the audience. Thank you, Neha and Prasoon, for
Thanks a lot,
for
Sudhin,
taking
and
this.
thanks to Sitlov as well to give us this
Thank you.
opportunity to speak
Thank
to,
you.
and thanks the audience for listening us.
Thank you very much, and thank you very much, and thank you, the technical team, Akshay and Avni, for supporting us. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you all.
Thanks.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.